Hello, this is Stephen Flam from FLAM Voicework. I'm the developer of FLAM Voicework. I've spent about 45 years now developing this system that gets right to the core of what singers need to understand with their body as an instrument. So I save singers years and even decades of time so that they can do the things they want to do with their singing, that fulfill their dreams and their desires with their art. And with me today is Yaffa Barre, lovely singer-songwriter, and perhaps her story and challenges can help you understand that what you're going through, it's not hopeless. You can do what you want to do as a singer. So, Yaffa, thanks for coming.
Pleasure.
Thanks for being here. Can you tell us a little bit about your challenges and where you come from and what it was like for you?
Well, when I was 6 years old, I told my mom that I wanted to be a singer. And she told me to forget it. She said, "You sing off key." And I believed her because she was a musician. She had had a bachelor's in music. She played piano and guitar. And she was an expert to me. And I was heartbroken. And I gave up on singing for 20 years. And yet I wrote songs. Little ideas would come to me and I would flesh them out. And at one point, I just thought to myself, what am I doing this for?
What did you realize and what did you do about it?
Well, I realized that the background that I came from, I actually realized that the reason why my mom discouraged me might not have had anything to do with my capacity as a singer. I mean, I'd never been trained, so, anybody can sing. I mean, there's a whole technique, to learn in terms of singing. So I realized that she was coming from maybe primarily a religious perspective where possibly she had put her dreams aside in order to pursue her religious aspirations. And I grew up in a very religious background where women are discouraged from singing, especially in public. So I realized that maybe her motivations weren't just musical, they may have been religious as well, and they might not have been in my own best interest. So I realized that I had to take responsibility and for my own well-being, and that singing and music was the thing that made me feel most alive. So
Wow. At what point did you realize that and what did you do about it?
I guess I never really buried that dream to sing, and at some point I took a couple of voice lessons with an opera singer, and she told me that there was nothing wrong with my singing. And so that kind of really made me rethink the whole thing again. And I mean, I did some personal growth and, became a practitioner of an NLP modality, and that helped me realize more deeply into the motivation of the discouragement that I had faced, from my mom and from my family in terms of a career in singing.
Hmm. Okay. So what have you been doing since then?
Well, I decided about 10 years ago that I would put out an album, and I started working on songs, and I did a fundraising campaign, and I made a little video about why I decided to sing and where I was coming from. And there was some interest. I didn't meet my fundraising goal. It was definitely a learning process. And it got me started on, a long road of just finding the people to sing with and discovering what style I want to sing and integrating the different aspects of, producing music. But here I am today, and, I'm still working on that, and yet I have in place, more than I've ever had before in terms of I've got somebody doing arrangements and, working on songs in the style that I want to be working. And so, these are the things that I'm doing. It's taken me all this time to really up my confidence.
While you've been performing and recording, how have you felt about your ability and your confidence level?
When I first started, my confidence was really low, and I didn't like how I sounded, and I still don't always like how I sound. And I would say there's definitely been a shift, since I've gotten to know your approach. I do feel more confident, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing much more than, I was before, and there's a lot less pressure. And I also feel better just using the techniques. So I would say there's a before and an after. And that definitely in the time that I've been exposed to the way that you teach, I feel more confident, it's easier for me, and I know what I need to do in order to sound better. Those, weren't things that I had before. So no matter what I tried to do, I knew I wasn't cutting it. I knew I wasn't happy, but I just didn't know what to do in order to get better. So I would say that that's a big shift for me, that at least I know what to do and I have the tools and I can experience singing differently. Thinking about it differently is one thing, and experiencing it differently is another thing, which is what I love most about this method.
What was the pressure about that you used to have that you no longer have?
I think part of it was psychological, where I felt maybe like I shouldn't be singing, or, maybe I should conform to expectations of me, that were coming from, religious perspectives I didn't identify with so much. So I think part of it with, the confidence was a psychological thing. And I think it was also technique, where I just didn't know how to align myself right. And I didn't have that experience of singing being easy or joyful. So even in that, I see there's two different parts. There's one, just knowing how to align yourself properly and how to sing just structurally, physically, kinesthetically with your body. So that's one part of it. And the other part is really an approach, bringing what it is that I have to share, and less about how well I can do it or not.
What are you doing lately?
Right now I'm working on a song, a title song for an album. It's called Makudesha, and it's a song that I wish my dad would have sung to me, or maybe still will sing to me. It's a song for a parent giving away their child or marrying off a child. So maybe I'm a hopeless romantic, and I still hope that one of my parents will sing that for me at a happy event. And I'm working on that song. I'm working on an album
So what's your dream as a singer?
to put out my own material, to be an artist, to have my own catalog of songs that I've written, that are produced, that people can enjoy, and to perform
Beautiful.
that material
Lovely. Well, I'm glad I can help you move forward and be more confident. So, for
too.
those, good. Are you ready to save yourself years of frustration and become the singer you know you can be? Sign up below for the opportunity to audition for our exclusive singing program. This program will take you where you want to go faster than anything else you can do. Spaces are limited, so please sign up now.